In George Orwell's 1984, the party's slogans are, "War is peace, freedom is slavery, ignorance is strength." The slogan, "War is peace," is an oxymoron and is to say that 2 + 2 = 5 or black is white. These are simple examples of doublethink. Doublethink works when these contradictions are repeated on a regular basis. Sooner or later, it begins to sound true. When you argue that A is B, up eyes down, and war is the same as peace, then you have been enslaved and lost your ability to think critically. It sounds impossible until you look around the world today. When they tell you inflation is a problem, but also say it's a sign of a healthy economy. When leaders go to war, they tell you it's to bring peace to the region, while mothers and children are being killed. When banks make huge profits, they tell you it's good for the economy. But most of us are working 3 jobs to put food on the table. The stock market keeps setting records, even though smaller companies are struggling and doing worse. Wages are up while jobs are down and queues for employment grow. Governments celebrate record spending cuts in the same breath as record spending increases. Orwell described it as the power to hold 2 opposite beliefs simultaneously and accept them both as true. Citizens had to accept 2 contradictory ideas at the same time. Orwell called it doublethink. It's not just lying. It's not just propaganda. It's self-deception turned into loyalty to power. Winston Smith, the protagonist of 1984, works at the Ministry of Truth. His job? Rewrite history. If the party said enemy A became ally B, then all the media had to reflect that. Yesterday's truth was today's lie, and no one was allowed to notice the difference. Doublethink is alive and well today. Consider the war in Ukraine. Putin said he invaded to end the war. How does that make sense? He started the war, but he says he wants to end the war. To understand doublethink, we need to look at what Putin is really saying. He uses the word peace to get what he wants. He says he wants peace in Ukraine, but peace is just a tool. His real goal is power. He craves more power, and he justifies it with doublethink. And then there's politics. One politician can say the budget is balanced while also saying we're reinvesting more than ever before. People nod along because questioning the contradiction is harder than accepting the doublethink. Doublethink thrives on exhaustion. When people are overwhelmed, they stop challenging contradictions and simply accept them. The media plays a central role in this. Scroll through your news feed. You'll see endless contradictions. Tech layoffs show economic weakness. Tech layoffs show the economy is adapting. Record cold proves climate change is false. Record heat proves climate change is real, but isn't that the definition of climate change? Instead of making us question, these contradictions normalize the confusion, and confusion creates obedience. Because when you can't figure out what's real, you give up trying. You accept the official version of events. That's the genius and danger of doublethink. It doesn't force you to believe lies. It forces you to stop caring about truth altogether. So why do people accept doublethink? First, it's about comfort. It's easier to accept contradictions than to challenge authority. Questioning takes work. Obedience feels safe. Second, it's about tribalism. If your group believes something, you believe it too, even if it contradicts yesterday's truth. The fear of being outcast is stronger than the need for consistency. Third, it's about power. Orwell showed us that doublethink isn't a mistake, it's a tool. Leaders use it to control reality. If you can convince people that 2 opposites are true, you've broken their ability to resist. In a way, doublethink is the ultimate surrender of the mind. Let's look at a few modern doublethink moments. We're cutting emissions while expanding oil drilling. We stand for free speech while censoring unpopular voices. We stand for free speech while censoring unpopular voices. We're united while dividing every conversation along political lines. Each example leaves people disoriented, but still obedient. In 1984, Orwell warned that doublethink would destroy truth itself. Today, we don't need telescreens or thought police. We've built the system ourselves, through endless news cycles, political spin, and social media echo chambers. The real danger isn't the lies. It's our willingness to accept contradictions because fighting them feels exhausting. If you want to understand how the world really works, you need to develop a skill called critical thinking. Critical thinking is basically about asking questions and demanding evidence that supports the claims. Whenever you're told something like 2 plus 2 to 5, is it true? Find the evidence that supports this, and that does not mean from similar channels of propaganda. Ask, why do they want me to believe it? Who benefits from me believing it? Talk to people who say 2 plus 2 4 and see if you can understand why. When you apply critical thinking to the world around you, you quickly find out that you're being manipulated, being lied to all the time. Now you have to decide what to do about it. Are you just going to accept these lies, and are you just going to go along with them? Are you just going to shut off your mind, sit back, and be a mindless zombie? Or are you going to do something about it? For the party, ignorance of the people meant strength. For the regime, they remind citizens that being uninformed is safer. Underfunded schools, censored textbooks, rewritten history keeping people uninformed ensures they can't challenge authority. Schools have softened graduation requirements, reduced rigor in testing, and lowered academic expectations to make numbers look better, pretending things are improving while in truth crumbling. American institutions sometimes celebrate graduation rates while real literacy and math skills collapse. So, here's the challenge. Don't give in to doublethink. Question contradictions. Think critically. Refuse to accept two opposite truths at once. Because as Orwell taught us, the moment we stop questioning is the moment we lose freedom. What contradictions do you see in our world today? Drop them in the comments. Let's start thinking for ourselves before someone else does it for us. If this video made you think, hit like, share it with your friends. Subscribe now for more Orwellian insights and modern parallels. Thanks for watching.